my opinion on what is going on at the moment. And I'm going to reiterate it and say it from the very beginning. This is only my opinion. It's only what I'm thinking. Nobody has told me any differently, certainly nothing from corporate or the rest of it. The way I look at things at the moment for not seeing our CEO live on webinars, etc., is because everything is being done under a shroud and almost in secret. Now, why do I think this? I think that a lot of lessons have been learned as far as OnPassive, but especially our CEO over, well, the last 6 years, but particularly the last year, 18 months, as far as how things and information is given to us. I've said multiple times that, in my opinion, the OES is there as a holding area for us to get the right information from corporate OnPassive via the pop-up, for us to have very simple, easy steps for us to move forward into the next phase. Phase 2, 2.0, whatever you want to call the next part of OnPassive is concerned. Why do I think this is going to be the big unveiling? Quite simply, because the lessons that our CEO has learned over the last 12, 18 months has been that he's told us information that of things that is going to be happening coming forward. He's shown us the products and services that we have got, and people have taken these and bent the truth or used them to their advantage, but certainly not the advantage of the company. And my opinion, and it just is my opinion, is that this veil of secrecy that is wrapped around OnPassive at the moment, that is not seeing our CEO and not getting any updates like we used to as far as how things are happening in the background, okay, is all done by design. And what I mean by design is that when this next phase happens, it needs to be along the lines of a big unveiling of a new car. You know, when they have the car on the stage and they drag the tarpaulin back off the car and it is there for everyone to see. When I mean for everybody to see, we, the early adopters, the users, the affiliates of OnPassive who are here at the moment, we kind of got an inkling of what is going to happen. But to make that big impact, to make that big splash that we need for phase 2, to spark the interest in the general public who is out there on the internet, there needs to be something oomphy about it. A big bang, a crescendo, opening of the doors that is going to spark people's interest. This only comes about through a period of calm and secrecy. And this is why I firmly believe that where we are at the moment with our CEO working behind closed doors to get everything ready for phase 2 is so that we can have this dramatic opening when we move into phase 2, the unveiling of the new OnPassive. We are going to have everything exposed as far as what we are as a company on the phase 2. Obviously, we are going to transition from where we are now as users, affiliates, and early adopters into that phase 2, and we will be given instructions for it. But the general public, that is, in my opinion, one of the focuses that our company has, is to give this big fanfare opening of OnPassive once again. We've seen how it builds momentum already. If you remember back to September of last year, when we opened the doors for the very first time, we had unprecedented click-through rates of our website, of people buying our product, just from how we opened it through ourselves last September. This is what we're going to try and replicate once again, is to get that amount of interest in the company once again, so that we can then get it off to a good start. And here is the but. It is vitally important from the company's point of view that however it is unveiled, however it is presented to the online users who are out there, it has to be, well, bells and whistles and everything functioning 100% correctly for it to be the huge success that it is going to be. And this is what I believe that the CEO and the company are working on in the background at the moment, is to make sure every single little detail for us moving into phase two, for the unveiling of OnPassive 2.0 is going to come out and absolutely slam the internet, and we are going to be shocked at what we see in a good way, not in a bad way. We are going to be almost jaw-droppingly surprised at what our CEO is going to produce and what we are going to see. That's just from our point of view. Imagine what the general public are going to think of OnPassive when they see it. What we're trying to do here as a company is unprecedented. Nobody has done it before. And when you have all of that combined into the vision of our CEO, then you know you are on the right track. And for the secrecy that is revolving around at the moment behind closed doors, for me, this is a huge positive. It means that there is no outside influence of people, of affiliates, of users, all of these sort of things that take away the focus of what is trying to be done. They are distractions. And what our CEO and the guys who are working tirelessly at the moment to produce phase two don't need is distractions. They need to be laser focused on what they are trying to do. They don't want to have to worry about silly little things that are going to distract them from the job in hand. You heard what via Chris and Marty, our CEO, had said as far as the profile is concerned. As soon as that button is switched, then we will be able to edit, modify our names, addresses, etc. But he wants to make sure support network is there for us to be able to do it. At the moment, those people are working flat out on making sure that phase two is going in the direction that it needs to. And that, for me, is exactly why we have got the secrecy, I suppose. That's not really the right word I want to use here, but certainly the I'll use secrecy because I can't think of another word that is around OnPassive at the moment. You might not believe what I'm saying, you might not agree with what I'm saying, but that is what I think, and it makes sense to me that that is what is happening. If you think about these things logically, that makes a lot of sense, because when you are working flat out for your goal in a direction that you want to go in, the last thing you want to do is to have distractions that are taking your time away from what you are trying to achieve. And I certainly know that our CEO wants to be able to get to what he wants quicker than anybody else. He wants to get to where he wants to be a lot quicker. And this is why I believe that having the time that he's got at the moment is really important to not have any distractions so that he can get to where he wants to at the moment. So that is where I feel we are. You might not agree with me, absolutely fine. But part of what I do on a daily basis here is to try and bring you the positive sides of things that people might think are negative to them. For me, this is a huge positive. Others might not agree, but that's entirely up to you. So once again, I believe we are working towards the great unveiling of phase 2 with our CEO at the helm. Remember, he told us a long time ago, 4 or 5 months ago, he is now taking control of this ship, and he is now steering us towards where he's always wanted to be. And that is what we will see in phase 2.